entering some pretty insane territory now. This is Brother Tyrant. If you dreamt up any of the brothers so far, it would be a bit weird, but kind of okay, but this is just way beyond anything I want to experience in the cramped space of my own head. I'm not sure where Tyrant's got to. As you can see, Warden stays rooted to the same spot indefinitely to observe our actions. He came up with a trial. It's like happily strapping your favourite toy to a rocket. There's Tyrant anyway. I wonder why they chose that particular head to be his portrait picture. As I was saying, it can be very misleading for people playing this section of the game, because you're told to report back to the Mantid, and yet it does absolutely nothing and doesn't progress you in any way. And then someone else comes along, even more disturbing than he is, and tells you that you've failed. It's all very worrying, and the effect is there. It doesn't matter what happens, but it really bothered me in my first playthrough. So this Pangolin reservation is one long intertwining tree root walkway where jumpers hop along and get snatched up periodically by the Pangolin. I was very interested to find out that the Pangolin was a real creature. I mean, its name means something that rolls up. It does hang from the trees and it does snatch at things, a bit like an anteater. But also kind of disappointed that someone hadn't just come up with the word Pangolin one day and it somehow stuck. As you can see, there are so many, well, I guess they're now miniature predators around that you occasionally have to back up and wait for them to pass. But I'm quite gung-ho about this section. I have little trepidation when it's surprisingly hard to fall off. Compare that with me during my first playthrough, where I pretty much refused to move away from the place where you start. I'm on a mission here. There was a very obvious heart on that top branch, but there should be a second one here, inside that little gap in the tree where the portal is, but...
Before battle, it's best to fill yourself with crimson. Then your blows will be much more powerful.
Well, that's odd. This update is haunting me. Then again, it has changed quite a few times. What I thought was the situation here was that there was a very difficult to reach heart on the branch, because if you try and grab it, then the Pangolin will probably get you. So they had a backup one away from the danger, but if you took one, then the other one would disappear. However, on the previous playthrough that I did, I managed to obtain both hearts at the same time. So this time only one has appeared. I suppose that shouldn't be beyond my expectations. I'll get the other heart at least, the next time he swings down, which could take a while because it's completely dependent on where the predators are at the time. There are only a couple of places, which is why I haven't been snatched up already. Not just the top branch, he can get you from the branch that winds under it as well. And the game is afoot. He will grab you immediately after he's finished feeding, so you have to be quite quick. And have a money shot.
Haste. This glyph charges the air and ground around its creation.
Hooray! And I already showed that clip off in the bonus video, of course. I'll give him a whack while I'm here, just to test what I'm up against.
You will die because of
What are you doing? It's a pangolin. Can't break his shell no matter how much color you put into the blow. He's only vulnerable from the inside, and don't stand under him. These predators are like black holes. Everything dissolves inside them, even color.
One thought of a devious trick. You lie who you are, but try to turn you into a lifeless container, like the rest of them. The Pangolin knows all, even me. He should have stopped your hearts too. But in you, the signs met a stone, and it turned out he was no match. You are the one I need. You didn't pass their trial, but you passed mine. I will help you live somewhere in Una's domain. We should go there.
Wow! Ava referred to him as Master Color, and he's a real entity. So far we've just heard whispers, but that was a genuine, sentient, actually useful conversation. I'm just heading over here in case the heart has jumped to some other place for some reason. No such luck. Nice. The physicality of the chamber extends really far down. I'll never manage to land on that branch. Told you so. In order to defeat the pangolin, we need to get the web glyph from Una's realm. But first we need to go back to the garden. There is a lot of colour waiting for us, and we need to feed up Uta before we can get to Una. First things first, of course. It's important to plan for the future, but you certainly can't obsess over it. I should use some of these things I'm saying in real life. I live in the now to a very irritating extent, and people always tell me so.
Good. One of the rebels has been punished, while the others are excited by rumors that Color has reappeared. Visit them, brothers, and remind your murderer that they should not hope for change. We will guard our heaven and reclaim its strength and dignity. As for this young one, I don't believe him. Not just because he's small, but I sense that he can see. He's not a follower, he's a mute. The righteous must be blind. Have no doubts in order to glorify this holy place. I don't believe him and I won't teach him. He is mute, therefore he is alive. There is a living one among us, brothers, and he is bringing death to the sleeper.
Brother Pitt said that Color had returned, which must be referring to the person who spoke to me in the pangolin's chamber, which means he's making his presence known to more than just me.
You don't have enough color inside you. You'll die as soon as you leave this chamber.
I'm really not sure where I'm going to get sufficient crimson or azure to feed up Sister Una. I'm going to have to get clobbered in the face by fortune between now and then. Pitt also attributed significance to the fact that I was mute. I'm not sure why just yet.
Azure, emerald, gold, emerald, azure, silver, gold, amber, emerald, amber, azure, emerald, azure, violet, crimson, violet, emerald, azure.
I sense that something magical just occurred. Some see colour as food, others see it as fuel. I'm probably in the latter category there. Some feel its autonomous will. Well, yeah, it's spoken to me. And will it be happy with the sacrifice? Well, it's happy with getting a job done well, thanks very much. Unlike the rest of you naysaying fiends. It's in high demand, so can it be summoned? And is there anyone who can hear it and understands its needs? Wow, whatever the origin of this text is, it's asking far more questions now than it used to. Previously it told me all the statements, it said, these are the commandments, you have to do what we say, but here it's speculating just as much as I normally do. It also seems that no one else can hear colour, so don't I feel special? Oh, that looks nice. Splashes have occurred in all the reddened chambers too. They'll be eaten up by the time I get there, I'm sure. The feast is for everyone, not just for me. So, since colour's speaking only to me, and it's willing to help, I should keep it a secret.
To converse with another sister, thus stripping her soul, is taboo.
Well, thanks for the heads up. As I was saying, do we have any reason to be suspicious of colour at this moment in time? Surely we have reason to be suspicious of pretty much everyone, but he hasn't actually done anything to us yet, and he seems to be... Well, it's possible that he possesses a power far stronger than the brothers themselves. Speaking of which, Triumphator is eyeing up my garden, so I'm going to save all the sister stuff till next time. Keep your enemies close and your armaments closer.